Never heard of that one. Huh. Well, hey you guys, everything was going great, and with the changing of the sensor for the oil leak and the potential oil flickering light, and so I went to pull codes to see if, while all that was going on, if I had any inadvertent engine codes. I came up with two I had never seen before, P0651 and P2127. Now, one of them talks about an open circuit involving the ECM potentially, and the other one is the throttle position sensor or throttle sensor, and not the one on the engine. It's actually in relation to the gas pedal. When I did a little bit of research, this is one of the leads that I found on the Saturn Facebook page, because again, Saturn Fans is gone. Somebody said that they had it happen, and someone mentioned a cluster of wires behind the driver's side kick panel and a connector back there. So I went ahead and pulled my kick panel, which of course, if you do not know, you come in here and you lift up this portion here. That's normally this sill portion. You lift it up, and then you have to pull out to undo those two clips, and then work that top piece out. Mine was a bit of a pain because of the dead pedal that I added, but I got it out. And this guy pops out, by the way, if you didn't know. I accidentally popped it out. You just have to push it up and back in, and it'll clamp back into place. So I thought I broke it there for a minute. You know, things happen. I'm going to get some wire cleaner and go ahead and clean back behind here. Okay, so in order to do this, you have to just flip this forward. I was being too gentle. You know what, before I disconnect that, I'm going to go disconnect the battery. All right, since we're going to be working with the main electrical connector in the car that could come back to the BCM, ECM, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. There we go. Now we'll tap the brakes a few times to discharge everything. Our dome lights are off. Okay, we're definitely dead. Now we're going to come back to this connector, pulling this down carefully. It pops the connector up. There we go. I don't see anything in there that looks problematic. This has got one of these little plastic okay, well, I thought I could pop the plastic loose, but apparently that just slides. Sorry, little plastic piece. Looking in here, I don't see anything funky either. Yeah, it looks like the arrow on this tells you to push it down, so apparently you pull it up and push it down off of this slider. Or maybe you just push it down. Heck, I don't know. Obviously I did that the wrong way. But it doesn't appear to have broken it. Yeah, it looks like, based on the way this connector is designed, you push this pack down like this to get it to release. You didn't have to pop that plastic piece loose. Looked back in my stash of cleaners, and this is a electrical contact cleaner that they use at Delta Airlines, believe it or not. If it's a good electrical cleaner for airplanes, but it says that it's safe for delicate surfaces. Critical cleaning. Delicate and sophisticated electronic circuitry and contacts found in computers, audio, video equipment, electronics. Label peeled right there. Something about scientific instruments. I think that was delicate scientific instruments, metering devices, office equipment, computers, appliances, dissolves and washes away insulation contaminants like grease, dust, dirt, flux, oil, and other organic soils. Do not use on energized circuits, so it's good that we went ahead and disconnected the battery. Spray thoroughly with the nozzle close to work. Use snorkel attachment for hard to reach areas. Allow to dry before re-energizing the equipment. So again, good thing we disconnected the battery. I placed some paper towels down for any potential spillages, and I got a new nozzle snorkel. Start calling those snorkel attachments. Yep, that's what fits. All right, it says to spray it, I guess, right on it versus trying to wipe. So we'll do it that way, since that's what the directions say. I don't want it to stand up and run deep inside. Okay. I'm trying to mop up any excess since this guy wants to pop up. Now, I'm gonna... Having a fan is great when it's like 90 degrees so that I don't melt in here, but pain in the booty. Otherwise, it wants to blow your work area. While that is doing its thing, y'all know I have the Redline pedal, so that pedal assembly. This is the OEM one. And this is a part number that came off of another Redline. There we go. Alright, so the bottom one is off the 04. That top one was 0607 Redline, which is basically what I have in there. It works fine. I've been using it for close to a year. One thing to change the wire, you see this, I left the wiring intact because it's a pain in the butt when it's up in the car. If you want to change it, your wiring has this little safety clip so that it doesn't just come loose. You have to kind of pop that up and then press this down. Pop that off. And then this is like a normal clip. Push down, pull off, and then it's got all these guys in there, and your connector looks like that. So I do have a spare if it keeps coding for a throttle assembly, so I have that to change if need be. I may spray out these wires on the pedal as well that's installed on the car. As you can see in the car, it's way up in there. All right, that right there, that is that piece. Y'all see what I'm going after, and y'all saw what I did on the bench. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do. I think I got y'all in a position where I can do this. Let's see. I foresee a ton of editing in my future. Where y'all can see, I can see. And I can aim. Okay. Alright, now I gotta press that guy in and get him out. Easier said than done at this angle. The human body was not meant to bend in these ways when you get past teenage years. Okay, suffice it to say I can't do this on camera. Alright, I got him loose. I had to get back behind this little wing here and catch that. Otherwise I was just slipping off the edge there, and then it wiggled itself loose. But, you know, obviously that makes me feel better. It can't just randomly come loose on its own. Let's spray him same way. I'm not going like overly obnoxious. I'm not trying to oversaturate the stuff. This is a recent thing, so I'm hoping it's literally just a little piece of dirt, humidity, something, and cleaning it off will knock whatever it was loose and let it go about its way. This is not a car that gets exposed to corrosion, being it a Southern car that's been garage kept. I am not thinking that is going to be the issue. I'm going to spray up in there. Okay, I think sufficient time has passed after spraying all that out. Go ahead and foof it one more time. I'm going to get this bad boy back in his spots since he's designed to go down, which you cannot see while the connector is connected. Real smart GM. Because I don't see one on the front. If I do, there. All right, well that went back together much smoother. Now we'll let that brake pedal sit for a minute and then we'll plug it back up. I'm gonna plug that bad boy back in. Easier said than done, with lights and cameras in the way. Okay, now for a little plastic piece. And as we fall into darkness. Okay, after y'all experiencing a massive earthquake, it's back in, as is the little clip. All right, so all that's put back together. So now, let's just go reconnect the battery. All right. There we go. Whole battery moves, so we're good. Looks like I need to tighten the lower one too. Well, obviously that cleared all the codes, so everything's put back together and buttoned up. I will have to drive it and see if the codes return. Anyhow, for now, let's just say like and subscribe if any of this has been useful to you. And that way this information can get out there for others to find and hopefully help them fix their issues or troubleshoot. But for now, we're going to call this part of the endeavor complete. Take care.